141, a PlayStation podcast. And on this episode, Sam is going to shotgun a Crystal Pepsi. Oh, baby. Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor, and you're listening to No Limits, a PlayStation podcast.
Well, hang on. I've got to derail this a second.
What?
Like, okay, so I thought because Bree's not here that we might be able to keep things just a bit more chill, because when she's here, things would just get crazy.
Oh,
but you shotgunning a Crystal Pepsi?
No, you're shotgunning a Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah, I know, but the who isn't really the problem here. It's the what. Like what crevice did you pull that out of? I don't want to know. Carry on.
Are you familiar with a YouTube personality called Mr. Beast?
I don't think I've heard of him, no.
Sorry, no, not Mr. Beast. Sorry. LA Beast. He did old food challenge videos circa 2011 to now.
Yeah, he's that guy who's got the bad beard and the weird hair, and he does tons of money,
and he drank
and has people compete in challenges and stuff, right?
No.
He cures blindness and then
Sam.
makes wells for people in impoverished countries and
nope. No, not Mr. I'm not talking about Mr. Beast.
I think he had people of different
I'm
ages.
not talking about LA Beast.
Decades wise,
Sam,
they all got in a thing.
This is not the same person. Nope.
Because how do you expect babies to win that challenge? I think it was more for show than anything else. I don't want to call him out like that.
I'm the one derailing, Sam. Okay.
I mean, you opened it up with shotgun and Crystal Pepsi, so you reap what you sow, Taylor. All right, that's what we've learned.
That's the thing, Sam. I don't know how to sow. So what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know how to reap, so look at us.
What does reaping mean? I have to be very careful about how I pronounce that. Okay. REAP, to be clear. Reap definition. Oh, it means to cut or gather. It's crap. Well, anyone can really...
That's why it's called the Grim Reaper.
Anyone who's able-bodied could cut or gather a crop.
That's why it's called the Grim Reaper, because he gathers souls.
I like the way you think, Sam.
Well, it's not the way I think. That's why he's called it.
Okay. And then so is scattering your seed. Haha, funny. Okay.
I don't think we should talk about scattering my seed.
Anyway, this is No Limits, a PlayStation podcast, episode 141. Bree is not with us today. It's just myself, Taylor, and Samuel. And remember, you can find the video version of this pod over on youtube.com/savethegamemedia every Tuesday. And while you're over there, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you would rather listen to audio, we are on all your favorite podcast services. We would love it if you could leave us a review. It helps us grow, and we would love any feedback. If you want to support us and get early access to all Save the Game Media content, head over to patreon.com/savethegamemedia and choose the tier that's right for you. Just like our current patrons did, Alpaca Tom, Fabulous Brianna's mom, Nikolai Knight, Brendan Myers, Mark Soneo, Lillian, David Hopper, Dave Hart, Xbox Expansion Pass, Lena Navarro, Sol Cannon, Rick Davis, and Todd Oxtra. Also, please interact with us in the Discord. Links are in the show notes. How are you doing, Sam? Woo!
I'm doing fine. I am reaching the end of my stress rope. It's been an insane couple of months of work, essentially nonstop, and I'm reaching the end of the tether, but I'm not there yet, so that's good news. But everything's going pretty smoothly, keeping things ticking along, and nothing too much to report. It's just sort of status quo. I'm doing what I seem to always be doing, which is working and nothing else, because that's life. That's what all the people say.
Okay. What? God.
I didn't say anything.
Sorry, my cat. Well,
Wow.
I'm glad, Sam. Why can't you should take like a 3 week sabbatical? That's not a sabbatical. Just take a 3 week vacation.
Taylor, if you think I have that kind of self restraint, and you know,
If I was your parents, here's what I
yeah,
would do: lock up your computer and say you're not working for 3 weeks.
mm,
Tell
yeah,
your editors you'll be unavailable due to family business, and just
mm,
go to the beach for 3 weeks, Sam. Go to
mm.
Italy and Venice and smoke cigarettes with other Italians. I heard that's a common thing in Italy. They like to smoke.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, Sam, you need some respite. As you know, where I learned the word respite in Skyrim, where it was a perk called respite.
Yeah,
Anyway,
nothing to do with spitting though,
or is it respite?
let alone re-spitting, because that suggests
And
you've done it before.
not to say spit is also synonym for the metal rod you put chicken on for shawarma,
I prefer to re-swallow.
or any type of. Sam, please stop saying that. Stop it. Well, I'm glad to hear you're on your way off of the super busy, stressful train ride.
Yeah, just straight on to the next one,
Yeah.
inevitably.
You know, actually, I got a question. Sam, would you
Okay.
consider yourself by nature a workaholic?
Yes, I think so.
Why do you feel compelled to work so much? Because you don't need to. For your situation, you don't need to work as much as you do.
No, I am very fortunate in my current situation. I think just because I do very well with structure and routine, and I have habits that like make me struggle very much if I'm sitting still and not doing anything.
Mm.
So work is like the constant distraction, which is something that a lot of people say, I know, but I think that it's maybe a level deeper in terms of how my brain works. I just need to keep myself preoccupied. Like I always, it's a very toxic mindset. And I think I've said it before. I have the mindset in my head where like I need to maximize every hour of the day to be doing something. So if I'm just sat down or, outside, or if I'm lounging around or whatever, I'll be like, but I could be spending this hour doing something else that's more productive. And that doesn't stop. That bleeds into the evening, or like when I'm in bed, I'm like, well, I don't feel quite tired enough where I could just go off to sleep. So I could have spent this past hour actually getting a bit more work done, or doing this, or getting this chore out of the way, or whatever. So work is probably the quote unquote healthiest thing
Mm.
that I can reliably fall on. And luckily I'm, gratefully in demand almost always. So, I'll take what I can get.
All right.
Yeah. What about you? How you doing, my guy?
I think I'm doing pretty good. Work was a bit stressful this past week. I found something that wasn't my fault, but I had to bring to people's attention. It's like I didn't cause this issue, but I have to break bad news, kind of thing.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. So I think I'm gonna wrap that up this week. And I think it'll be fine. Well, we'll see. But do what I have to do. Yeah. What else? I was gonna tell you something, Sam. That I didn't tell you before we started recording. Oh yeah. I didn't play any games this past week.
Damn.
Just busy. I don't know. I have no good reason. Yesterday I was busy doing a dim sum potluck. I made beef noodles. That was good. was just a busy week of activities after work, improv, some committee stuff outside of work. Yeah, but Sam, I've been enjoying Invincible season 3.
Good for you.
Finally got to it, and I'm like 2.5 episodes in.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy the show a lot. I think the plot of Invincible is the most fun I've had with a superhero plot since the Daredevil TV show, original seasons 1, 2, 3. I still need to watch Daredevil season 4, but of course. But yeah, I really enjoy Robert Kirkman's world, and I enjoyed learning more about Cecil in the first few episodes of this season.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see a big clash. I'll just leave it at that for people who haven't watched. What I'm expecting to be a big clash by the end of the season. Yeah. Have they renewed it for another season yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I to be honest haven't followed that news super specifically, but I feel confident that they are doing at least one more.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I saw Sinners on Friday, as I discussed in pre-show. Very good film. It's has a lot to say about, race. I think is the biggest. Racism and inclusion are the biggest themes of the film, even though it's a horror film about also involving vampires. But yeah, very good stuff. And from Brian Coogler, he continues to hit home runs.
Yeah, agreed. Now he just needs to go back and make Black Panther 3.
But how?
The same way he made Black Panther 2.
But Chadwick's not here.
And Chadwick wasn't in Black Panther 2.
Oh, I thought he was.
No.
Oh.
The whole point of Black Panther 2 is that he's dead.
I thought he was filming and then he died after they finished filming. Or is that... Okay. Well, it shows you I haven't seen Black Panther 2 yet.
Indeed.
But, yeah, I also need to go back and watch Fruitvale Station.
Yeah. Another good film.
Whoops. What happened to my volume? Speak again, Sam.
I'm speaking.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So, that's where I've been. Good stuff. Oh, and this week, like I said, I plan, keyword plan, to play Death Stranding 2 Death Stranding Director's Cut this week. Pick it back up from the trenches, and God of War 1 can take an indefinite break.
Damn.
Unless I just watch all the cutscenes on YouTube. How about it, Sam?
I mean, if you want to do that and then just that will let you get into 2, then fine. I think you've given 1 a fair shake, so if it's not vibing with you, then you can bounce and make sure you've got the story.
Yeah, it's weird because I enjoyed God of War 3's combat a lot, but for some reason 1 just isn't doing it for me.
I mean, there is a big delta between the 2, so.
Yeah, that's true. So. Yeah. I'll call it. It's been a decent 7 days, Sam. 7 days. And then Bree's, of course, not with us because she's
7 days
recovering from a new tattoo.
Yeah. Got bit by a very talented snake.
Oh, that was a rainbow. It was a snake?
No.
It wasn't a snake.
I said she got bit by a very talented snake. But
the tattoo isn't a snake.
The recurring bit that we do is that when someone isn't here, they've been bitten by a snake.
Well, I missed out on that. All right.
Except for the time where Bree wasn't here last week and we talked about her being bitten by the snake. And the other time she hasn't been here, we talked about her being bitten by a snake.
Sam, are you sober right now?
That's a personal question to be asking, but yes.
Okay. All right.
My joke being that she was bitten by a very talented snake that did the tattoo.
I thought you just meant she got bit by a snake. And I'm like, what snake?
Well, I mean, yeah, she technically did just get bitten by a snake, but the snake was talented and through the bite gave her a tattoo.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Well, not really, because you'd have to be bitten a lot by that snake to make the tattoo that she's got, to be fair. So the amount of times those fangs would have to go in to get that color detail and stuff.
Seems you should get some tattoos.
Don't think so. No, thank you.
Okay. I have a lot myself.
I bet you do.
What is that supposed to mean?
Exactly what you think it does.
All right. Well, anyway, Sam, it's been a pretty quiet week in the world of PlayStation, but I think a bigger week in the world of third-party land generally.
How's
what do you say?
Do you say so?
Okay, Sam. Well, this week we had a mid GTA 6 trailer. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't ask me what I was playing, but that's okay.
Oh, wait, whoa, you're right. Sam, what have you been playing?
No, we're moving on to GTA.
No, we're not. Nope.
Here we are.
Nope. Redacted.
I'm still playing Expedition 33 somehow. For coverage, not for pleasure. Although I still love it. I mean, I can say it because the embargo is up, but like I've been playing Doom: The Dark Ages as well. So I was on X Talk where we did a review that is live now. Again, when I put embargo, I can't talk about specifics because the game isn't out yet. But if you want general thoughts, then you can go to X Talk. I like it. I think it's not as good as 2016, but better than Eternal, in my opinion. Because I think Eternal was just too fast and it was too complicated. And I think that muddied the waters of the special thing about Doom, which is that it's quite basic in a very good way. I said that the Dark Ages is kind of like the Goldilocks of the three modern Doom games, where 2016 was very basic and quite slow, and then Eternal was quite complex and very fast, and the Dark Ages is slap bang in the middle. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it might turn some people off, especially if you really liked Eternal. It's not Eternal again. It actually gets rid of a lot of stuff that Eternal did in terms of platforming and movement and even some gunplay and abilities and stuff. That's all gone. Glory kills also mostly gone.
What?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it again on X Talk. The only way you can actually execute a proper glory kill, and there's only one type per enemy, is by jumping at them and then whilst you are in the air hitting the finisher button. Outside of that, it's just a general punch or a kick that'll kill the enemies, which is a bummer. But yeah, it's fun. I'm obviously getting stuff ready for launch. It's coming out on the 15th, but early access is 13th. So in a couple of days' time, all my coverage will be going up on IGN. Feel free to use it. I'm doing all the secrets and collectibles and stuff, so I imagine that probably is going to get a fair amount of traffic.
Speaking of which, can you say anything about how the collectibles pacing is compared to 2016, Sam? Internal, or will I just have to wait?
Pacing? What do you mean by pacing?
2016, if you want to get all the collectibles, there's a lot of time you had to spend out of combat trying to find everything.
I don't think that issue is resolved necessarily, but most of the levels in the Dark Ages are far more open than the linear levels, especially in 2016. And I would say like across the board, with a couple of exceptions of like puzzles and little platforming sections that had me stumped for a minute or two. I think it's actually quite hard to miss most of the collectibles in this game. Like again, with one exception, I 100%ed every level the first time I played through it. So
There
pretty
you go.
smooth experience. You know, I've got the platinum. Not that the trophy list is hard at all. Actually quite minimal.
Hey, how are
But
the adaptive triggers?
I can't say I noticed them much, to be honest,
Oh,
which is again a bit of a disappointment. They are present, but no real like special implementation. Because again, you don't have like a chainsaw in this game, so that would have been a cool, you know, like bumpy trigger thing. And you've got the shield saw that spins, but again, you can't really use it in the same way that you do the chainsaw. So it's still very good though. I still would recommend it to people. And then the only other things I've been playing is a little bit of Blueprints still.
how's that going?
Yeah, good. Chipping away at it. I think I'm on like day 25 or 26 now. Nearing the end, nearing the point where credits roll, but obviously there's a lot more puzzles to do after that, if I want to, which I almost certainly will. So I now sort of have all the pieces in place to finish the game. I've just got to figure out how to put them together. It is fantastic. And I think that's it. I mean, I've got so much stuff in the backlog. Like I've got Oblivion Remastered still there on the dashboard, ready to go. Obviously now the Midnight Walk's released. I've got that ready. I want to jump into that with VR2. I can't wait for that when I have some free time. So that's sitting there enticing me. Balatro's in PlayStation Plus now, so I want to try that out as well.
Look at you.
And I also want to get back to Death Stranding because I want to actually platinum it.
Yeah. See, same. I'll platinum it.
Yeah, you got 100 hours, right?
I think I played the game for like 5 hours of launch. But now I'm in a mental space to be like, I just want to have time to think about things.
That's right.
And it appears Death Stranding is just that.
A good option for those things. Yeah, exactly.
And it's a challenge for you too, Sam, because when you're playing Death Stranding, you're not so much. You're playing a game, but you're not doing a ton. You're walking, making a little bridge. You're not active in combat, trying to find a secret. You know.
No, not most of the time. No. Occasionally you are.
Yeah, Toph, shut the hell up.
I mean, but to be fair, like I mean, knowing how long I've been away from Death Stranding, I'm going to boot my save back up, and like all of my equipment and all of my structures are going to be like completely degraded and broken. So I was about to say I can just use my zipline network to bypass everything as I usually do, and I probably can't do that anymore because it's degraded from the timefall. So gonna have to rebuild that, and that's going to take resources. So, but it's worth it.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, what's this? Guitar VI?
Yeah, the middling GTA 6 trailer, Sam.
Yeah. You say that in jest. It doesn't really do much or anything for me.
No, as a GTA 6 fan who will be getting GTA 6, I thought it was okay.
You weren't impressed?
Anyway, yeah, the second GTA 6 trailer came out this week, and it features, right, and this game is recently announced to now be releasing May 26th of next year, 2026. It features protagonist Jason and Lucia. In the trailer, Jason is seen picking up Lucia from prison. They go on to do heists and other illegal activities together throughout the trailer. They're also romantically involved, and it seems like similar to a Bonnie and Clyde type situation. And there's a character also who shows up in the trailer named Brian, who looks like he's an older man as posing as Jason's landlord. Seems like he's probably voiced by Stephen Root, an actor known for his roles like Fuchs in the show Barry. Weightlifting made a return. It's callback back to San Andreas, and fight clubs might be a feature in the game, as we saw Lucia participating in one. And Phil Cassidy makes a return from GTA Vice City in an ad for the in-game gun store in GTA called Ammunition. But yeah, the trailer had them moving around Vice City, and they call the Leonida Keys, which are like I think Florida Keys, right? That analog. And also just going around town doing, legal Fast and Furious type stuff. Didn't see much in terms of plot development or character development. A lot of jiggle physics they showed off there. There was a lot of zooming in on butts.
Yeah.
And Miami, or not Miami, but I thought it was more of a hype trailer. They did not show any in-engine gameplay, which I was hoping to see. It was all, cutscenes. Also, the graphical fidelity definitely looks like a game. See that? Like, it looks like it's only, a PS5 game. I think I can say that, but it doesn't seem like it has the fidelity that GTA, the fidelity, in my opinion, that GTA 5 had in 2013 compared to what we saw previously was a lot higher than what I'm seeing from GTA 6 relative to what we've seen on PS5 in terms of graphical fidelity. That's my take. Like for Demon Souls remake, I think has a lot crisper textures, it seems like, than GTA 6 does.
Sure, but then that's instanced zones, right, as opposed to a open world.
It's true.
So I agree. I'd still say, like, visually it's incredibly impressive. And I mean, you don't have social media, Taylor, so I can't blame you for not knowing this, but Rockstar have come out and said that trailer was about 50-50 in terms of
saw that article.
Gameplay. So, well, I screwed
Sorry.
me, I guess.
Wait, they said that trailer, could you repeat that, was what?
About 50% cutscenes, 50% gameplay.
Oh. Okay. Maybe I'm a little bit more impressed now. I thought that was all cutscene.
Also impressive that it was captured on a PS5, base PS5, not PS5 Pro. Which is interesting in and of itself, in multiple ways, that it probably is obviously therefore going to look better on a PS5 Pro. And the fact that it's captured on a PS5 and labeled as such at the end of the trailer does probably suggest, as we all expect, that they have the marketing rights for the game. Because why else would they specify what it's captured on?
Yeah. And at the end of the trailer, they had a still frame of what looks like a very similar to PS5 looking console with a very similar to DualShock 4 looking controller, which was a little funny. But
yeah, which I think is like a fun nod. Obviously GTA does that kind of thing a lot, of parodying real life products and businesses and stuff. So right. I don't read too much into it, but you could say that coupled with the trailer as a whole being a marketing beat that is captured on PS5, there probably is, if there's smoke, there's fire. So it'll be a boon for them when it comes out next year, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I love the parody stuff, like Life Invader to Facebook, and GTA 5 was great.
Cluck and Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still don't care about the game though. Like it's
Wow.
still GTA, which is like I can take it or leave it. If I had it, I would probably like enjoy playing the campaign enough.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not really doing anything new or interesting, and it's just like more GTA that looks better, I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I think also, like, I think I have to reflect on it more. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 did like irreparable damage to Rockstar as a company for me.
Wow. That's more of a divisive game than Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good. Like, obviously, there's no denying the story is great, the visuals are great, the world design is fantastic, all the emergent gameplay and stuff. But like the actual mechanical, how it feels to play is pretty terrible, in my opinion. Um, so, and all like the life simmy immersive stuff of, opening up every cabinet and trying to pick up every can individually. It's just stop. It's too much. So hopefully they don't lean into that sort of life simmy thing in GTA 6, because that would put me off of it even more. I don't want to be having to go into a clothes shop and have a unique animation to take every shirt off a hanger and watch him put it on. I don't want to see that. I don't want it. Stop it. Yes, it's very visually impressive that you've designed this and you've animated it and all of it, but it sucks to play. So stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. Coming from someone who probably isn't going to play it at launch anyway. So, What does my opinion matter? It's going to sell like 50 bajillion units regardless. So,
Sam, you matter a little bit.
just a tad, just a little bit, not too much.
It won't sell that much. I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, I'm not confident. I think maybe like 200,000 units. Probably that's probably the cap.
No cap, haha. Yeah. No, fair enough. Yeah, I'll be the only one to save the game playing it because y'all are haters.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway,
I think
Sam.
Jam Pack Sam is in, isn't he?
Oh, right. I lied. Jam Pack
Yeah.
Sam is my sole roommate in it all.
Well, at least one Sam you have,
Yep.
they'll like it.
As opposed to Sam I Am from Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah. Well, we've got a fair bit of Death Stranding news. So starting off, we have a limited edition DualSense that has been revealed. As one would expect, these seem to happen for every major PlayStation release now. So pre-orders for it begin on the 22nd of May, with launch on June 26th alongside the game. Retails for $85. The controller is predominantly black, but features a yellow drawbridge insignia on the touchpad with orange accents throughout the rest of the controller. We both agreed it doesn't look that great. I think aesthetically, like, it's in keeping with what I would expect a controller for Death Stranding to look like, but it just, not that I'm massive on the limited edition controllers anyway, outside of Astrobot and Spider-Man 2. And I guess technically the 30th edition anniversary one, the grey one that I've got back there. But like game specific ones, they have to be really visually interesting. And I don't think this one is, even if it is thematically in keeping. So you're getting this though, right? Day one. Oh, well, there goes that.
No.
No, no, I'm fine, thanks. Actually, I'm fine. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a controller. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It most certainly is a controller.
Can't wait for Jeff Keighley to wear that controller as a loincloth. That's what he's going to do.
Oh boy. His dingling's going to smack on the touch.
All right. Death Stranding 2 has also gone gold. The June 26th release date is confirmed, double down, or over again. June 24th for early access if you purchase the digital deluxe,
Or
or I assume the
collector's
collector's edition.
Yep.
And yeah, and so get them while it's hot. Get them while it's hot.
Yeah, I mean we don't we don't have it here, but like the previews for Death Stranding 2 have gone out as well, alongside or just before the news that it had gone gold, and it's all like super positive. So I think like that's just testament to the fact that there has been a bit of revisionism around Death Stranding. Because everyone who went to the preview is saying like, yeah, they've improved on a lot of stuff, but it is like fundamentally the same game, and they're lauding this. So I think that there is going to be some reflection, as there has been over the years, where Death Stranding 2 was like critically not that well received when it came out, and a lot of people didn't like it and heavily criticized it, and now people are realizing that it's like a masterwork, so that's good. And every single thing I'm hearing about the previews, Taylor, prepare for me to be insufferable when this game comes out, because it's going to be my personality.
Yeah, I know. There's so many of you. You Christopher Nolan, Kojima, little okay buddy cinephile types.
Yeah. Like, not only, I mean, obviously the original game is set in the US, this one, Mexico and Australia. Sick. Give us a couple of new places to explore.
Wait,
Brand
you
new
go to
world.
Australia and Death Stranding too?
Well, that's what it says.
How do you get there? There's no plane.
Yes, in a world where there is a baby in a jar that helps you protect yourself from invisible tar monsters that want to pull you into an alternate dimension called the beach. Yes, I think that there not being a plane is probably the
How are they gonna
only
get there,
logical
Sam?
way that you can get to.
Gonna build a water bridge?
I mean, do you know a really, really interesting? There's a thing called a portable water bridge. Do you know what it's called? It's called a boat. And they can probably use boats.
Whoa! What if there was some boat action in this game where you're just on the seas?
Just black
Ooh.
flagging it.
Wait, is there boat action in Death Stranding 1? There isn't,
No.
right? What if there's some black... Wait, is there any boat action in Death Stranding 2?
I don't know, Taylor, but I don't think so.
I'm Googling it. Death Stranding. Sam, you
Taylor,
know how much I would
not
die
that
for
Google result is going to give you nothing.
a new Black Flag.
Yeah, you're getting a Black Flag remake.
No, I'm not.
Yes, Taylor, it's literally a technically announced thing.
No,
Like,
it's not.
I think it's coming this year.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Who announced it? I don't see any announcement.
Okay, look up. I think it's called Project Invictus from Ubisoft.
What?
Oh, look at that! It's a Black Flag remake. Ooh.
It's the Invictus multiplayer project.
Okay, well, Invictus is the wrong one then.
Yeah.
Look up Black Flag remake. See what project.
I did. There's a lot of rumors. It's not real.
Yes, it is. It's on the Ubisoft internal roadmap.
Oh God, Sam, you love Black Flag too, right?
I wouldn't say I love it. I really, really like it. It's probably the best Assassin's Creed.
Yes. Good answer. There's no beginning to ship combat better.
I still really like 2, and I personally really like Odyssey as well. But I think Black Flag is probably the best. So
I love ramming ships, killing ships, getting bigger ships, the sea shanties. Just absolute cinema.
yeah, like it says, the game depicts diverse Australian nature and wildlife, including an animal sanctuary.
And Death Stranding 2?
That you can rehome animals like kangaroos, koalas, and wallabies in.
Really?
Yeah. There's an option to switch to an aerial camera that captures sound from an elevated bird's eye view, which allows you to take in the vastness of the environment as you slowly make your way across the terrain. accompanied by the game's soundtrack. I mean, I can't wait for the music. It's going to be so amazing. Like the methods of transportation. I don't know how I feel about this, but for a lot of people, it's going to be good. An array of infrastructure, motorcycles, and trucks will become available relatively early in the game, which is different to Death
You can
Stranding
drive a
1.
truck?
Taylor, yes.
Huh.
There are motorbikes in Death Stranding. There's trucks in Death Stranding. There's the zip lines.
Is there going to be a hoverboard?
There's now monorails in Death Stranding
There's
2.
Oh, wait, there's monorail, so you can take the train.
In Death Stranding 2, you can, yeah.
Do you build the train or just take the train?
Well, I don't know. There are probably some that are pre-built that between some settlements.
Sam,
that
as a
you can use.
transportation fan, this is epic.
Have I or have I not been lauding Death Stranding as a thing that people would love for months, if not years, at this point? See what I have to deal with, Taylor? And I'm referring to you, specifically yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Brie as
yeah.
well. Like, she's not exempt, but you're the only one here right now. So,
Am I?
yes, you.
Scott's right there. Put the gun down, Scott.
But yeah, like you've got a day-night cycle in Death Stranding 2 now. You have what is it? Not spontaneous, that's the wrong word. Different weather events, you know, like weather is
What if you get caught in a tornado?
I don't think there's tornadoes.
Just like
But
Outer Wilds.
There's flash floods, there's earthquakes, there's rock falls.
What?
There's
Earthquakes? What?
bushfires.
Bushfires? Where are you finding all this?
On the PlayStation blog, Taylor. I mean,
No, you're
there's
not.
that, but there's also plenty of other previews that are talking about all of this stuff.
No, there isn't. So
There's
let's see.
sandstorms as well. Yeah.
Are you looking at the On Hand report?
Yeah.
There's no earthquake. Oh my god.
Yes, there are, Taylor. I mean, if you've seen the trailer for Death Stranding 2, one of them is literally him stood on top of a mountain. There's an earthquake that happens, and then part of the mountain falls away.
It just looks so good. I'm stranding my death.
Sam now has proficiency levels that are like skill trees that you can invest in that make him better at doing things, depending on what you do more of. So if you're traversing on foot more, you can get better at that.
What are the chances that this is in the same universe as Metal Gear Solid?
Literally 0.
Okay.
Literally 0. And they've also made it even better. Not that this is what the game's about, but they've made it that every weapon in the game is now non-lethal, which is different than the first game.
Wait.
Because
oh man.
Yeah, but you haven't played Death Stranding, so you don't understand.
I get it. I get it.
No, you don't. Because if you kill someone in Death Stranding 1, which you're heavily dissuaded from doing, you have to then take that body to a specific point on the map within a specific time limit to dispose of it before that section of the map is destroyed.
So you
because
can
of in-universe narrative things.
From completing the game if you just destroy too much of the map?
No, Taylor. I don't need to delve into this. This is a Kojima story we're talking about. I don't have the time. We'd be here for 25,000 hours to adequately explain what Kojima is doing in his brain.
I'll digress.
No surprise. I can't wait for Death Stranding 2.
Another small story. Destiny 2 Prophecy and Fate releases on July 15th. Please be excited.
Yay!
Look at me. I like Destiny. I'm in the background. That's what Destiny that's what Destiny fans sound like.
It sounded more like you were being held hostage somewhere in the next room.
No. So maybe that's what Destiny fans are.
Maybe.
Just being held hostage. And they go and they're
when
they're being forced to play marathon
now, yeah.
Yep.
So there's that news story, I guess, that Destiny 2 has a new expansion coming out. And they're doing a Star Wars expansion at the end of the year.
Oh God. That's low hanging fruit, isn't it?
I mean, it is, but I think they kind of need that sort of low hanging fruit right now. I don't know if you've heard, Taylor, but Bungie aren't in the best of positions right now.
We talked about they got acquired by PlayStation. They were doing great.
I think we're missing a few key details there. Pete Parsons.
Excuse me?
I didn't say Pete Parsons. I don't know what you're talking about.
Peter Parker.
Put some dirt in your eye.
Peter Parker. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, now dig on this.
Okay. Go on. Complete the sentence.
We've got a new first-party PlayStation studio, Taylor. Did
Please
you know
be
that?
excited. Number 2.
Team LFG. This has come out of nowhere, a random announcement via the PlayStation blog. Herman Holst himself coming out of the woodwork to talk. Who would have guessed? It says, this is a note from the studio, not Herman. It says, "Hello world, it's a delight to meet you, and we're very grateful to be joining PlayStation Studios. Our studio is headquartered in Bellevue, Washington, with team members working both on-site and remotely throughout the US and Canada. We are a team composed not only of industry veterans who have shipped titles like Destiny, Halo, League of Legends, Fortnite, Roblox, and Rec Room, but also industry newcomers with fresh creative perspectives and skills. We are passionate about exceptional action-based gameplay, moment-to-moment game feel, and richly social virtual worlds." Just in case, I mean, I'm still reading from the quote here, but just in case you thought Team LFG stood for something different, the LFG in Team LFG stands for Looking for Group. We are driven by a mission to create games where players can find friendship, community, and belonging. We want our players to feel excited when they log on to discover the teammates already hanging out online. We want our players to recognize familiar names and to make myths and memes out of each other. We want our players to love remembering that one time where they pulled off that play that changed the whole story of the match. As we say on the team, that's the good stuff. I felt like Steve Carell when I was saying that. We will make immersive multiplayer worlds propelled by action games that players can learn, play, and master for countless hours. We want to build our games with our communities, inviting players to be a part of our development process through early access playtests. It's crucial that we stay nimble enough to react to player feedback, not just in our lead up to launch, but throughout live service as we continue to grow the game and community for years to come. Our first game is a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog-type games. Players will inhabit a light-hearted comedic world set in a brand new mythic science fantasy universe. We can't wait to reveal more. Till then, we'll do our best. Thank you for reading. The only other contextual bit of information you need is that Team LFG was spun out one of the incubation projects from Bungie. So this is the Gummy Bears project that we've talked about for a while, which is heavily inspired by Smash Brothers and, as they said, MOBAs. But it seems they're combining a number of other game types into it. So what this actually comes out as remains to be seen. But we now have a name for the team that we knew existed and was working on Gummy Bears. But that's the official announcement. We now have a new team.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you like Smash Brothers.
I do. When you said Smash, I actually didn't realize. They make a new platform fighter. I'll check it out.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be a platform fighter specifically, but all of the insiders, like Bungie insiders who had information about this game before it got spun out, was like they have taken the damage system from Smash where you can get, knocked off the map if you take enough damage, that kind of thing. They're taking that gameplay mechanic and finding, as far as they're concerned, a very interesting way of implementing that into a different game genre. So whether that is just MOBA, but I mean, obviously this is the most recent statement and they've expanded it to platformers, life sims, and what's that frog type game, Taylor? What does frog type game mean?
Frog type game.
What does that mean?
Who said that?
I mean, it's in the quote. MOBAs, life sims, and frog type games.
I really have no idea.
Neither do I.
You're right. You did say that.
Maybe that's the
A
mystery.
typo? Did I?
Nope.
I swear
Nope.
that was copied and pasted. That was the quote.
Yeah. They said frog type. It's in the quotes.
Must be a frog. I don't know. Maybe I don't. You're jumping from platform to platform like a frog. I don't know. Like a Fall Guys hexagon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but surely that would still be classed as just a platform in which they mentioned like 5 words prior.
Yeah, I have no clue, Sam.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe it's a game where you play as frogs, and this is the first hint. Yeah, that's not
there
what the.
There are multiple articles. Kotaku said the frog type game thing. They noted that too. They're like, "What does this mean?"
Yeah. So who knows? I will say, I mean, it should go without saying because it's like evident. Team LFG is one of the worst names for a studio I've ever seen.
Okay.
And that's no shade against the talent there, because I'm sure that the people there are very talented, but that name is god awful. I thought it was cringe because I did think it was the other LFG, initially. And then I read the blog post and I'm like, okay, well that makes more sense, but it still just doesn't look good as a team name. You're alongside Insomniac and Sucker Punch and Santa Monica and Naughty Dog, Housemark, Blue Point,
all right,
Bend, and now we got Team LFG.
Bend, yeah, Bend's on its way up. You know that.
I mean, hey, don't put that out into the universe. If you're going to get rid of one, get rid of Meaty Molecule. We don't need that anymore. Let's be honest.
Wow.
We have Asobi now for the cute platformery stuff.
All right. Speaking of Asobi, Gears of War Reloaded is coming to PS5 on August 26th for $40 US. Gears of War 1, that's right, remaster. Whoops. Is remaster the original Gears of War, upgraded from Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And funnily enough, if you're on Xbox and you own Gears of War Ultimate Edition digitally, you'll get a free upgrade. But if you own it physically, you get nothing. If you owned it physically on Xbox. Thanks, Microsoft, for doing that. But yeah, I never played Gears of War 1, Sam, and
it's good.
It's looks like I would like it, and now I can play it on PlayStation.
Yeah,
and I tried Ultimate Edition a little bit on PC, and the frame rate was actually really weird. It was not well optimized for a PC port, believe it or not.
Well, fingers crossed they've resolved. I mean, they said 4K 60 in the campaign and 120 in the multiplayer, so hopefully that is a locked frame rate on both.
Right.
Especially because like this is the first time Gears is like, it's a big deal, right? Gears coming to PS5 or just PlayStation in general. So like you would think they wouldn't want to just ship a somewhat rough port as the first impression that this new user base is getting for this IP. So fingers crossed it's good. I mean, I'll be getting it for sure. It is very bizarre though. To be able to wish list Gears of War on my PS5 is a very strange feeling. Seeing it up there on the dashboard with the locus and everything, it's pretty crazy. That Lancer though, chainsaw, gonna feel real good with the DualSense. Maybe they're gonna do that better than Doom.
Yeah, people keep talking about this Lancer thing. I don't know what a Lancer even looks like, but people say it's a weapon in a gear. So I'll see it when I play it. No, don't tell me what it is. Don't tell me what it is. That's a spoiler,
it's literally
Sam.
It's a spoiler. The iconic thing from Gears of War. If you've played a bit of Ultimate Edition, you know what it is.
I played with there was some gun I was shooting. I don't remember some saw though.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you will. If you played some of Ultimate Edition and you weren't using the sword, then I played
Ultimate Edition for 20 minutes.
Oh well, maybe I can't remember if. I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's just like the Lancer is an assault rifle that has a chainsaw attached to the end of it. Like that's the Gears of War weapon.
Sam, you just spoiled the weapon for me. Fine, I'll look it up.
That's like saying the Leviathan axe is in God of War 2018.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Lancer looks cool, Sam. Looks like a cutie.
When did I say it didn't look cool?
This is the only Xbox game you like, and besides Pentiment.
I mean, that's also statistically untrue.
And Doom. Doom doesn't count.
Okay, I like Oblivion.
Doesn't count.
I like Bethesda Rush.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, technically, that's also still Bethesda.
Would you like Gears 2?
Yeah.
Gears 3?
I haven't played it.
Well, I'll play it. We'll play it. Maybe you'll co-op the campaign with me. Yeah.
Maybe.
No, we're going to co-op Returnal before that happens.
Hey. So hang on. Let me just clear this up. So prior to Death Stranding 2, you're going to be jumping in this week to Death Stranding and playing that. And then we're doing co-op Returnal.
At some point in there, I'll play God of War 2, then play Valhalla.
Right. Yeah. And then before August, all of that's before August. You say so?
Yep. I'm a planner, not a doer. All right. Moving on to some questions. Kyle asks, how big of a threat do you guys think Arc Raiders is to Marathon? With seemingly the discourse that Marathon is lacking a lot of extraction shooter staples. Do you see it being delayed? I could see it being delayed. I don't really know squat about Arc Raiders, so I'll let Sam answer first.
I think it is a big threat, like undeniably. It's probably kicked off at the worst possible time for Marathon, and they probably did that intentionally. The Arc Raider devs, not necessarily in like a malicious way, but just to capture the zeitgeist and to, if you're going to have two imminent extraction shooters coming in, you kind of want to dominate the conversation, and a very good, efficient way of doing that is dropping your betas and alphas and playtests and stuff shortly after Marathon, so you kind of like drown it out. And in comparison, it does seem, not that I really care about either of these games, that Marathon is the less exciting, less content-rich one. I mean, I think we've said this before. It might have even been last week when we were talking about it. But within the past few weeks, the obvious right choice is to delay Marathon to make sure that it's in the best, shape that it can be. But I do feel that there is a contingent within Sony, probably specifically, that are kind of done waiting for Bungie to actually make them any kind of money, and not just be this black hole financially that keeps sucking in funds and not really giving much of anything back. So yes, the good decision is to delay it, but I feel that we might be at the end of the tether where Sony wouldn't want to do that, and they kind of like, we'll just put it out and get the money that we can and support it for a while, and if it dies, then it dies. That's a very pessimistic view, but I don't know. As the days and weeks go on, I just become less and less optimistic about Bungie's future. Which is crazy because I was pretty staunch in being like, there's no way they'll close Bungie. Like, it's too proficient, prominent a name in the space, and there's a lot of talent there, and they spend a lot of money on it, so they'll just try and make it work. And I think that an element of that is right, but they've stripped talent away. They've peeled off incubation projects into new first-party teams that are probably much smaller, and therefore cost less. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I want Marathon to work out for them, obviously, because then that means that they can just persist, and it's a win-win for the studio and for Sony. But I don't know if that's going to happen as things stand. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's clear that they either should have had Bungie jump into Destiny 3 development, or just have them do a first-person shooter that isn't an extraction shooter or a live service. Just have a single-player campaign and multiplayer suite. But they haven't done that, so...
Well, you put it better than I did, Sam.
Yeah. And look, that question was for me. This question's for you, Tyler.
Alpaca Tom says, how big do you think Leonida will be, referencing the new GTA 6 trailer? Are we just seeing a slice of a multi-city map? Or could there be a surprise location like Liberty City or even Cuba? How connected do you think the game will be to GTA 5? Can Michael or Franklin make cameos? Cameos could always happen. I think the game will be relegated to Miami or Leonida. Or sorry, Leonida is supposed to be the state of Florida. So Vice City and maybe some outskirts around the maybe like like Leonida Keys, the Florida Keys. But I don't think we'll see. So I think there could be more cities, but I think likely just relegated to Miami and the Keys. But isn't Liberty City New York City, Sam? The analog?
Yeah, right. That's GTA 4.
I don't think they'll get that far north. Cuba, maybe. And I don't really think there'll be much connection to GTA 5. Maybe some nice cameos, but I don't think Rockstar is going to be making their form of a MCU for GTA. Well, I say that, but they had callbacks to characters from in the past in the franchise, so maybe I'll eat my words, but that's my feeling on it.
Yeah. I think the most you could get is mild spoilers for Red Dead Redemption 2, I guess. Something similar in the vein of the mission in Red Dead Redemption 2 that had you go to, was it Guarma?
Give me a thumbs up when you're done spoiling.
I think it's Guarma. As if he's gonna play Red Dead Redemption 2 ever, Look at him sat there. But yeah, I think there was a mission or two in Red Dead Redemption 2 that length that had you go to Guarma. So I think something similar where you could go to like a unique location, but not really be able to spend any time there beyond that. So,
awesome.
Yeah, and then he died.
No,
and then
I still need to play Red Dead 1, so calm down.
That is foul.
Yeah, Mass Effect trilogy.
That is even worse.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid, all of them.
Yeah. We're definitely going to get through all of those. No doubt.
I have my list. All right. Anyway.
It's now longer than the Declaration of Independence.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening. You can find us on YouTube at Save the Game Media, Discord, Patreon. Extra Life links are all in the show notes. Where can people find you, Sam?
Crying in a corner.
Okay, besides
that. Anywhere and everywhere at Sam Heaney, Heaney.
All right. You can find me at Mr. Carter 9 Emmer, CARTER. Sorry, TER Carter. Yeah, NINE on PSN, TPR Discord, TPR pound 6868 on Xbox playing. When I say Xbox, it's really just Flight Sim. So if you're seeing me on Xbox, it's just going to be Flight Sim.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And So there you go.
Yeah, there they are.
See you guys next week.